The Kansas City Chiefs have finally added a new weapon by trading for all-pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans via basically a fourth-round pick. We don't know the actual compensation details or the conditions, but let's just assume whatever it is probably attainable, and it's going to be a fourth-round pick, fifth-round pick at worst, to combat their already injured wide receiver room. The problem is DeAndre Hopkins himself is also dealing with injuries, so it's a little bit of a weird one as, yes, once upon a time, even as soon as recent as last year, DeAndre Hopkins looked very good. But when you're talking about a team that's already had so many injuries at the wide receiver position and looking for a veteran that is super reliable, is DeAndre Hopkins that guy? Injury-wise, I don't know. I really don't know. He's obviously been eased back into it this season. And I don't know, maybe he's ready to be unleashed with a team and that can actually do something, as, of course, the Chiefs, even though they don't look as good as they normally do, are still undefeated. Patrick Mahomes' uncharacteristic mistakes, definitely not a 99 overall. We'll get into the rest of these overalls in a little bit. And a lot of it does, come from the revolving door of wide receivers. But at the end of the day, Andy Reid is who he is. So you would think that they're going to be schemed open. There's going to be players where he thinks they're going to be. And Mahomes has made a lot of mistakes in general. It's not just that he doesn't have great receivers. He's making uncharacteristic mistakes, and their turnovers are at, I would assume, a recent high. Of course, more injuries. Pacheco being injured. Kareem Hunt has been the starter. He's done a good enough job. Worthy, he exploded onto the scene and then just completely disappeared. And then McCole Hardman is what he's been for basically his whole career. He's an okay kind of role player, but he's not going to absolutely light up the stat sheet outside of maybe a game or two a season. But speaking of other players that do not deserve their overall, what are we doing here, EA? I get it. The Kelce's are like the NFL golden child these days because, well, there's one certain person that is involved in that, and they don't want to ruin their quote-unquote image now, but 99 overall for Travis Kelce is just a joke. I mean, it is an absolute joke. He is nowhere near sniffing a 99 overall. It wouldn't even surprise me if this is his last year in the NFL. I don't see it. I don't know why they see it. It's weird. Mahomes, I can maybe argue, okay, he's dealing with a lot of stuff, but Travis Kelce, he's just playing bad. He's just simply not playing well. Offensive line, the way they have it right now, this is true. The interior of this line is the best in the league, I would say, not by a considerable margin, but it is a very good unit inside, and as a whole, it is probably the best interior in the league. The problem is their tackles are very far from it. They have penalty monsters on this team, and they just aren't very good at tackle in general. But obviously with DeAndre Hopkins, if he's actually healthy, if he's actually able to play to his, full potential and doesn't get injured, it is kind of the move that Chiefs fans and I would say Patrick Mahomes has been waiting for. I don't know if they make this trade if without those injuries, but imagine if they did have Rashee Rice and DeAndre Hopkins. That'd be a pretty good duo. That would be a definite good duo. But now we talk about the real reason why this Kansas City Chiefs team is still undefeated, and that is the defense. The defense has been really good against the run. They've been really good with not allowing points. They've been pretty good in the pass game. This defense has definitely kept them in games, changed the momentum, and really just, I'm not saying they've won games for them, but they've kind of won games for them. Let's just put it this way. If the defense was playing as kind of shaky as the offense has at times, they're not undefeated. Now, undefeated, it doesn't totally mean everything, but it still is pretty big when you're playing as badly as the Chiefs kind of have on offense at times. Trent McDuffie, I'm not sure how you have him as a 92 overall, but not superstar. Chris Jones, of course, is just an absolute monster. Karlaftis is kind of coming on to his own. Of course, Leo Chanel was shown that last year, looking good this year. The linebackers in general, pretty decent. Justin Reed is all right. I mean, safety's not the strongest position group on this Chiefs team, but it's definitely serviceable. But yeah, this is a team that they still see themselves, obviously, as a contender despite all of these injuries. They're, once again, still lossless, if you will. And will DeAndre Hopkins be enough to combat all of that and potentially do the impossible, which is a three-peat? And speaking of doing the impossible, I don't know how you've done the impossible. How could you go on another day without subscribing? Of course, if you guys end up enjoying the video, maybe leave a like And if you're new, maybe subscribe. Of course, do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel. Was not even planning on doing this rebuild today, but seen the trade thing, and I was like, you know what, we could probably get a quick rebuild in there, and that's what we're doing. Now, one of the big things I worry about is where's the contracts of this team? So Nick Bolton, the money's actually not terrible. I should really pay attention to what. So we have Nick Bolton. Okay, I can get rid of these guys. I'm not worried too much. Obviously, D-Hop. It's probably going to be a one-year type of thing. So, in a way, I definitely am hoping that this team can win a Super Bowl year one. Otherwise, it's going to feel like almost a useless rebuild because there's almost no way we can afford D-Hop. Definitely want to keep Bolton if I can, though, so I'll bump it slightly. A 5-year 50. That's not bad at all. 3.7 mil left with a bunch of players that we cannot afford to keep. Really good season. The team went undefeated for quite a while, and we're headed now into the playoffs with a pretty damn good record. I would imagine a bye week record, and it is. We did lose the last two, though. 14-3, just barely high enough to win that bye week over the Ravens and the Bills. As you can see, Mahomes does finish with the most yards, which is definitely something. But yeah, it's funny because that Niners game, he had like 350 yards. I don't know, 3 touchdowns. It's like he had more than double what he had in real life. It was kind of crazy. Losing to the Raiders, the Steelers, and the Broncos. Those division games, they know you best, and that's how they get you. But let's take a look at the stats and awards. Mahomes, you're going to win MVP here. 50 touchdowns, 10 picks, 47.50 for yards. Definitely got to say, I don't see that happening, but you know what? We'll take it. Kareem Hunt, 1,000 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. You could probably put Pacheco in as a starter again as well. D-Hop, 1250 with 16 touchdowns. I'm not sure exactly what the conditions are, but whatever this is probably a condition, I'd imagine. But Worthy, really good as well. Travis Kelce, not bad, especially considering where he's at right now. And then McCole Hardman, that would be one of his best career seasons. Looking at the offensive line, Trey Smith and Joe Thuney both have a chance to go up in Dev. We'll see what happens. Hopefully at least one of them. Defensively, 110 tackles for Nick Bolton. Sacks, Chris Jones had a lot. But overall, the team not doing so well in the pass rush department. Not a whole lot of sacks there. Special teams, not even that great either. But the offense picked it up. D-Hop seems to be the answer. Mahomes is MVP. We had 2 guys on defense or offensive player of the year right at number 2 and 3. D-Hop was up there. Could even get best wide receiver, which is insane to me. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Xavier Worthy. Best quarterback goes to Mahomes. Best running back was at number 10. Best wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, that would be a hell of a turnaround. And then we had the top 3 linemen. That is definitely the route we would want to, because if we're going to keep any of these linemen, it would probably be Trey Smith and Humphrey, as Tooney's a little bit older. I would assume you have to lose one, maybe more of them. You got to go with the youth there at that point. Chris Jones at number 7. The rest, the D-line was really bad outside of him. Linebacker, no. DB, no. And then kicker, no one is surprised to miss the list there. But here we are. With the bye week, can this team win 3 straight Super Bowls and basically cement themselves all time? They already have with 2, but with 3, I've said it a few times now, I don't think is obtainable. The Chiefs might have a chance here, but I don't see it happening again. I did not want to do that, although I will say that is probably his, the best weapon, if you will, backup running back. So is Pacheco actually back in then? Not really a backup if we've started them all year long. I hate that you have to click 45 different prompts and then it just brings it up. It's like, do they really think we're going to slowly read this, wait 10 to 15 seconds after we've already read it, and not press the next button? I need the fix. I need the dopamine to hurry up, you know? But we have to actually remove these guys off IR ourselves, which is interesting. All right, who is our opponent? Let's find out. It is the Indianapolis Colts. We're a 90 overall team. They're an 82. Yeah, let's head on in here. A 6-0 team getting another rebuild on the channel. They're getting love this year, I'll tell you that much. All right, here we are going to the end of the game. The Colts start out with 6, but they don't get the extra point, so it's a 1-point game after we score a touchdown. Chiefs up by only 1 again as the Colts answer back. 21-13 before half, though. 28-13 now, and the game is being run away from. 35-13, 42-13, and the Chiefs, to no one's surprise, are headed to the championship round. Mahomes, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 400 yards. Rushing, Pacheco's back, 4.2 yards per carry, which is okay for the playoffs. D-Hop, 162 yards with 3 touchdowns. This isn't a situation where you're getting a pity ring. If they win, he was a huge part of actually earning this ring. To the championship round, who is it against? The Ravens. Oh, no. I do not want to see that. So, of course, the Ravens did have to play the wild card round. The Dolphins, that'd be a hell of a turnaround. The Jets made the playoffs if they lost to the Colts. Packers over the Niners, I would be healed. The Falcons over the Eagles. The Bills over the Steelers. The Cowboys over the Saints. Saints would need to turn it around quite a bit. Can't believe they had such a hot start, and then just, here they are. The Vikings destroying the Packers. The Chiefs, obviously, that was us. Ravens by 6, and then Atlanta beats Dallas. Wow, I'm impressed. All right, here it is. Very similar overalls. Top 2 teams in the AFC right now. Most likely the matchup people are expecting to see. See if we can get back to a 3rd straight. End of the game. Let's see it. Looks like we got to stop with a touchdown, and it happened twice. 14-7. Come on, don't blow this. It feels weird, like celebrating, like cheering on the Chiefs. 21-17, 28-17, and that could be it. 35-17, 35-24. The Ravens aren't going away, though. This game is actually not... okay, it's over. Wait, they didn't score a touchdown. Now it's over. The Ravens were not going away, and there was actually a chance. There was some risk there. But ultimately, the Chiefs do what they do in Sim, which is win the Super Bowl 42-32. And I wonder what D-Hop did. He was really good. We did that Devontae Adams, projected trade. I know it was interdivisional, but at the end of the day, if the Chiefs are willing to trade a 2nd or a 1st-round pick for him, there's no way the Raiders would be able to say no, considering what we've seen that they got from the Jets. Mahomes, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Lamar, 2-1. Mahomes, not great, but he did what he had to do. 76% completion percentage is great, 329 yards. At the end of the day, 2 interceptions. It could be Hail Marys for all we know. 3rd and 15, you take the shot deep, whatever. Also, another 3 on the ground. So a lot of touchdowns scored by this Chiefs team. And Hopkins, 66 yards. Nothing, stat-breaking, but good. It's a good performance. Madden with 2 sacks. Chris Jones with 1. Marlon Humphrey with 2 picks. Leo Chanel with 1. And then Justin Tucker missing 2 field goals. I don't know who had the ball last. It was maybe them. Does that change things a little bit? You're down 10. Obviously, last drive is going to mean you got to go for it. You got to send it. But if you're down, 4? That's different. Obviously, that's different. You actually can, have a slow drive, do whatever you got to do. But here we are in the Super Bowl. It can't be the Cowboys. It can't be. It's the Vikings. The Vikings 10-3. The 2 teams that were undefeated the longest will be meeting each other in the Super Bowl, with Minnesota chasing history and also potentially defending history. Obviously, the Vikings with 4 Super Bowl trips with 0 rings. And obviously, you have the Chiefs, who are, obviously going for the three-peats. Let's take a look at this matchup real quick. This was not a good game. This was really not good. But, hey, on paper, this looks like three-peat every day of the week. Tell me it doesn't. Before we go in there, though, let's take a look at DevUps. Hop should go up. Worthy should go up. And our chances of winning a Super Bowl here have gone up. Worthy, I don't want to change what's working, though. Worthy is playing pretty well, but he deserves to be the number 2, right? I'm not going to change it, though. What's working is working. Leo Chanel goes to Superstar Dev, and I think that's kind of it, right? I believe Leo Chanel going up in Dev is great, though, but I was hoping for more. I don't think we deserved more, but I was hoping for more. We paid Bolton, I guess I was hoping for him to get a Dev up, 110 tackles, but that's fine. It's still fine. We got a couple of Dev ups, especially at wide receiver, which is a hard position to develop. Here it is. The Chiefs versus the Vikings, 14-3 apiece in a very historic battle for both sides. Who's going to be on the right side of history? Here we go to the end of the game. The Vikings, they start out with 7. We get 7 back. We are not the same team you just beat. You're not winning this game 10-3. It's already past that point. 17-7 into halftime. 22-7. 20-10. One more touchdown could do it. The Vikings say no. 9 minutes left. In a bad spot. 3rd and 8. Not going to get it. The Vikings have climbed back. The Chiefs defense does enough to force the punt. I don't know if I'm on 4th and 2 no matter where the field is. Punting the ball back to Mahomes and company. And this is an example of why. Kind of going backwards as we go forward. And the touchdown will win it. The Kansas City Chiefs with DeAndre Hopkins have won a 3rd straight Super Bowl. The trade was everything. Of course, we will do 2 more seasons, see if we can maybe do a 4-peat, a 5-peat, or at least become a second dynasty. Basically have 2 dynasties in one. I don't know that's really how that works. It's kind of like a historical period that you get like a dynasty. But yeah, do 2 more seasons. We'll see if we can keep D-Hop for 1 more year. I highly doubt it, but it would be great for the, the kind of whole premise of this video. But the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. We have never seen this before. This is... What is this? What's that thing he's holding? Is that a trophy? What is that? I don't know what that is. It looks like a microphone. He's holding a microphone. Here you go, Andy Reid. The silver microphone. Yeah. Here, Taylor Swift. This is yours. The Chiefs. Too many Super Bowl trophies. Goddamn, 1 for every player at this rate. Patrick Mahomes. Not another, a pretty bad performance. Again, worse than last week. Easily. But once again, did enough to win. Aaron Jones did pretty well, all things considered. Pacheco and Mahomes with touchdowns. D-Hop, 60 yards and a touchdown. Glad to see him get a Super Bowl touchdown. Defensively, how do they work? It's really more pressure from the, I guess it was team pressures from us. Bynum with an interception, and then their guy missed a field goal. Once again, these field goal kickers are selling games. Hey, you can sell all the games you want. I'm glad. We won. That's all that matters to me. But let's take a look, see where we're at with these re-signings. Who can we even afford, if anyone? Let's take a look at some retirements. Did Travis Kelce join the retired squad? Is he and Jason retired together? No. We still have a Travis Kelce. We got 1 more year in us. The 3-peat's already like, okay, that's probably not going to happen. But a 4-peat, yeah, that's 100%. Going out on a crazy limb, not happening. No one's ever beaten that. D-Hop sucks. Played really well. We are not only broke, but he regressed tremendously hard. 41 regression points, including 2 to speed, which he already was kind of lacking at, dropping him down to 87 speed. He's still really good at catching and route running, but at the end of the day, I just... Not only, once again, can we not afford him, but even if we could, it'd be hard to say, hey, go for it. Of course, Trey Smith... Didn't even mention his dev up. He was the only guy I didn't really mention. Superstar dev for him. But yeah, Travis Kelce regressed, but he's still intact. Looks like we're going to be looking for... Well, actually, we don't need a new wide receiver because we have Rashee Rice. So, unfortunately, Hop is going to have a Super Bowl win, but be looking for a new team as we are not going to be able to A, afford him, and B, want to afford him. Karlaftis, I think this is a team that actually is so... kind of broke right now that you take these 2 fifth-year options because they're probably going to cost you more up front right away. Like I said, that's kind of the whole point of the word up front, even though in the long run it probably will be cheaper, but we need that up front, right? With, Travis Kelce on the team and us trying to keep this window open, you need that upfront savings. Whereas, even though it's probably cheaper down the line, it's the smart thing to do, I think. But also, let's see if we can restructure anyone. Is Mahomes a restructure guy? Because obviously we're going to keep him long-term anyways, so this could be a really bad... No, he's 29, dude. I can't restructure him. Not that it really matters for us, but down the line, I think that would really hurt us. I really do think it would be. And then, of course, Travis Kelce, restructuring him would be smart, but apparently it won't let me. I don't know if they already did that in real life. What's the story? But Trey Smith, they must have paid him, huh? I don't really pay attention to anything, so... 2025. I mean, you're going to keep the guy anyways. The restructure is only dangerous if it's a player you don't think is going to be goated, right? I mean, it's also dangerous if, you have money problems later down the line. After the restructure, I have $1 million. I gained $2 million from a restructure. That kind of sucks. That really doesn't feel great. Yeah, I'm glad that I forgot about Rice because I was thinking we need a new wide receiver. We're actually fine. I think we're kind of chilling. Like we have these 2 fellas and then Sky Moore, who's really done nothing as our slot. O-line, I mean, you need a new right tackle probably, but you could still get away with Jawan Taylor if you wanted. Edge, I mean, Felix Anudike, I mean, we're going to try to develop him. So DT, debatably edge, probably linebacker, corner, safety. But even that safety, we could just use the 2 we have, Jaden Hicks and Byron Cook. A lot of DBs, though. I think a lot of DBs, a lot of defense in general, really. All right, here we are with pick 32 in the draft. Obviously, a bunch of different positional needs, cornerback, wide receiver, and this and that and the other thing. I'm wondering what I want to do because Travis Hunter, I feel like you would probably want him at wide receiver more, but if he's there in like the top 10 still somehow, like we've seen him somehow fall a little bit, I'd be interested in trading up just for him to play corner. I would, but we'll see where he actually goes. Ewers, number 1 overall. The Browns, they're done. Cornerback to the Panthers instead of QB, which is questionable. Tackle for the Patriots, I guess that makes sense. Wide receiver to the Titans, that definitely makes sense more than ever now. The Giants go QB, makes sense. Rams probably, I mean, I've been, I heard that Cooper Kupp was almost a Chief, so maybe wide receiver there. The Bears getting edge is scary. Quarterback to the Raiders, and then the Cardinals with Walker. So, okay, I'm curious to see what it would take to go to the Bengals here and get Travis Hunter. Let's see where we're at with this. A first this, a first next, a first... Wow, they do want a lot. I'll give them that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, buddy. And they go edge anyways. The Texans, they go DT. The Seahawks go right end. The Jaguars finally take Travis Hunter at 13. I'm just going to go to 32. I was kind of, potentially going to entertain the idea of going up for him, but yeah, that's just not going to happen. Seen some wide receivers that were speedy. Egbuka, of course, is still there. Oh, no. That is a decision to be made. Landon Jackson, fast as hell for the size he is. I don't think that's the biggest pressing need. I think corner is a little bit higher, especially developmental-wise. Sure, at some point we might need a replacement for edge, but Anodike, Felix Anodike is still definitely young enough to develop. Do I want the corner, though? Like, my options would be Holman, who's a 2-3, or Harrison, who's a 1-2. Both, however, are 1-2 projected. I know Harrison was B across, I think. He was, whereas, was it Holman? He's B and C. I don't know. Harrison looks good, but he doesn't look great. I know it's 32. He's usually what you're going to get is not great. 4.46 with a solid speed rating versus Holman, who's even slower. This is a tough decision. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to take it. Maxwell Hairston's going to be our guy. I didn't want to see this. True Talent 36. We took him at 32, so fair enough there. Unfortunately, normal dev, though. Oof. Also, why is the crowd so loud? Relax. Chiefs won 3 Super Bowls in a row, and literally everyone bandwagoned them. It's like, nah, you can't do that, dude. It'll be boring for everyone. All right, so who do we have remaining? Wide receiver, another speedy guy, Squirrel White. You assume Rice is number 1, Worthy at number 2, so we do kind of need a new number 3. Defensive tackles, Turner, Shamar Turner, we've had before. David Bailey, I think, is actually, if I'm not mistaken, an edge. And then Styles can play safety. That could be the move, but then we wouldn't have DT, which we desperately need. Damn. I don't know what to do with that, because I do want a DT, a defensive tackle. Let's take a look at David Bailey. Was he actually an edge rusher? 6'3", 21 years old, elite speed. A to C finesse with C power move with B block shed. I think he's good enough, so I'm going to take David Bailey. I'm pretty sure he's a pass rusher. 88 true talent, and he's hidden. I was thinking, normal dev, 72 overall, can play edge, probably low 70s, maybe high 60s for some of this, pass rush abilities, but, you're drafting late second. Our other options aren't really there. Take them, But yeah, I think with this pick, we're going to be taking Styles and probably just moving him over to safety. I think that's going to be the move. So, Sonny Styles, welcome to the safety room. 161 true talent. He's hidden dev. I was thinking, maybe even though he's kind of lower overall here, based on that true talent grade, that he probably would be hidden, and he is. Now, I think we keep moving down until we're left with, 1 defensive tackle, which we had Ritzy last time. It worked out, but I kind of want to go Turner. So I think you go Turner or Stewart. Stewart, Turner. Whoever is remaining, that's who we trade up for. To move up 10 spots, it costs us a 7 this year, a 5th, and a 6th next year to move up with the Eagles. Our next pick is now in the late 5th, the last pick of the 5th round. And with this selection, we are likely going to be taking the defensive tackle, Shamar Turner. A finesse move, B block shed. welcome to DT number 2, learning from one of the best. 154 in true talent. Oh, he was hidden, wasn't he? I thought him and Ritzy were both normal. Okay, so he is. So he's star dev then. All right, I mean, yeah, better than Ritzy then, I suppose. Sweet, I guess. But let's take a look at our late 5th. This would probably be where I would like to go wide receiver if there is one. Was Frazier also hidden? I feel like I've said this multiple times, and every time he's been normal. Let's take a look. 153 true talent. Yeah, I think that might have been 2 times in a row now where I was like, is he hidden? And then he wasn't. But we needed the O-line for sure, so what can you complain about? There were some other options there. Safety backup, edge backup, but nah, we're fine. Bailey's technically a backup at this point, so $7 million left in salary cap, which is not good because we still need to probably get some backups in here. But overall-wise, 74 for Harrison, who's normal. Bailey, 71 overall. Styles, 68. Turner, 68. Frazier, 68. Harrison, just based on the fact that he has the highest ceiling, probably is corner 2. Could even play safety with that zone coverage. But yeah, fair enough. And then we have Bailey, who is late second himself. David Bailey. Oh, he's better than I thought. I was expecting like 72, 73 finesse. 77 with a lot of speed. Did they also fix it where hiddens are actually hidden now? That's great. I mean, we're glad that that's back. Even though I'm checking anyway, so what's it really to you? But yeah, better for, you know, when you're actually playing franchises and, you know, you're playing each game. It takes a while to see those devs. Sunny Styles, super raw, but you know what? That block shed's really good for a linebacker or a safety, so we're going to get ourselves a goated free safety, I think. We're going to move him over to number 29, I guess. Safety number 29 is almost a little sacred around here. Number 20, the body isn't even, the body's still fresh, why not? And then what do we got? We have Turner, the final player that, you know, kind of matters. I don't know, Frazier's probably be a backup the whole time. Turner, DT number 2, we need some depth there, but we at least got ourselves a guy that probably is good for the long term. We'll see how he develops. Low overall DTs, even when they're normal, usually develop well, so one that's star feels pretty good. Here we are for Season 2. No more DeAndre Hopkins, but Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are the top 2 wide receivers, and Xavier Worthy obviously glowed up quite a bit. Is he playmaker? He is deep threat. Would have preferred playmaker, but he looks really damn good already, so I'm not going to complain about it. Rashee Rice, hopefully with the, you know, him coming back, he has enough time to develop. He can't be more than 24, 25. Okay. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's still like, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there a little bit. Tight end, still Travis Kelce. We definitely need a new DT, or tight end anyways, going into this next season, the final season. But if Travis is still there, why not try to keep this team intact as much as possible if we're only going to be doing 3 total seasons because of that year 1 Super Bowl win. Of course, looking at the defensive side of the ball, a lot of new names starting. Bailey, Turner, and Styles are all hidden dev new rookies starting. And then, of course, Hairston, our first-round pick, unfortunately, was normal dev. But one of the highest ceilings on the team, you have Watson, who's 78 overall, and then Connor, who's 77 overall. But they're both 25 plus. Connor is 25 here. I didn't have Connor starting because his zone coverage wasn't as good as Watson, but if Connor does have a higher ceiling, why wouldn't I start him? Yeah, I guess Connor's the number 3. All right, bad things are happening. We have Travis Kelce, we have Leo Chanel, we have Isaiah Pacheco, Joe Thuney, and we only have $15 million. Now, one of the big things we always talk about is how hard is it to replace all of these players? In real life, running back, one of the easier positions to replace. Linebacker, such a volatile position where one year, one of your great off-ball linebackers just falls off completely. You know, Green Bay with Devondre Campbell. You know, age is a big problem, and that's probably why that happened. But it just happens. Tight end, Travis Kelce, he's on the regression point. He's about to retire anyways. And then Joe Thuney, he's 32 years old. We have a lot of really good interior linemen. In Madden, Pacheco every day of the week. In real life, I think you probably keep Joe Thuney. But, yeah, once again, in Madden, there's no doubt about it. Isaiah Pacheco, running back, it's so hard to develop. And, yeah, Leo Chanel, even if I loved him to death, which I think he's great, 86 overall, 24-year-old superstar, but look at the block shed. It's great. Zone coverage isn't so great. Man coverage isn't so great. The money isn't so great. He wants over $20 million per as an off-ball. I can't do it. We're losing some significant starters, so we got to make a count here. 4 in a row. Let's do it. It's been another pretty good season. Man, rebuilding a team like the Chiefs, what a breeze. Why can't every rebuild be like this? Obviously, I'm not much of a rebuild in general, but I suppose the Chiefs, even though they're 6-0, are the worst they've looked in a while. So if there was ever a time to rebuild them, it's this year. Rashee Rice, look at all those touchdowns. That's a dev up if I've ever seen it. We lost the very first game. Then we lost against the Broncos and the Jaguars. But outside of that, 14-3. Amazing season yet again. Let's take a look at the stats and awards. You see two of our guys in the top three. 55 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 5,100 yards. So the Chiefs, 3 straight Super Bowl wins, and Mahomes has solidified himself with the greatest quarterback season of all time that will never be defeated. That is impossible to beat. You cannot. You simply cannot. Pacheco was pretty good. Rice was amazing. Travis Kelce was back to being good. Sky Moore was pretty good. Worthy, though, where's all the catches? Sky Moore stealing all the catches here, despite being number 3 on everything. You know, he was number 3 across the board. Offensive line, I'm surprised it's done as well as it has. It might just be the scheme doing that. Bolton, 125 tackles with 2.5 sacks and 2 interceptions. It's a pretty good year. Shamar Turner, 11 sacks. Jones with 7.5. Bailey with 5.5. I don't know what's going on with Karlaftis, but sure. Trent McDuffie with 7 interceptions. Butker didn't miss a kick. Matt Araiza, I don't know why we brought him back. He is not very good. He's not playing very well. Mahomes, obviously MVP. Rashee Rice steals Offensive Player of the Year, which is great. We need more from him than Mahomes anyways. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Best QB, 3rd for Best Running Back, number 1 for Best Wide Receiver, number 1 for O-Line, which gives Tooney a dev up this time, number 4 for D-Line, linebacker. A little surprised to not see, watch out, Nick Bolton. Trent McDuffie, number 1 for DB, and then Harrison Butker for number 1 for kicker. A lot of dev ups coming from this season. Let's go into the divisional round, where we're going to potentially go for 4. We're going for 4 straight Super Bowl wins. The Steelers, 10-7. They're not that good of an overall, so I like our chances. Going to the end of the game, back and forth of not a lot. This is automatically good for the Steelers. Us not having 21 points by halftime is automatically good no matter what happens. 6-0, 6-3, 13-3, 13-10, 17-13, 20-17, 20 all. The Steelers are doing work. Of course, we climbed back, but still, they are doing work. 4th and 4. Chiefs do have a chance with the walk-off. And on 4th and 13, without this first down, one could argue the game is lost. Worthy, of course, is the guy that's on the outside. That is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted at all. Where's the corner? So we can do the corner. Can I do a deep cross? Okay, let's see it. I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably going to be a reach every time in the world, a bit of a force every time in the world. 4th and 13, go to your, one of your biggest guys. Maybe could have went to Kelce, but I think he's regressed to the point where his separation's not going to be great anyways. I like the odds there. It's in his hands. Catch the ball. Doesn't, and we might lose the first game we have against the Steelers. Looking back at the actual play, was there a read to be had? Travis Kelce does get open a little bit. You could argue Worthy also gets open, but he's a smaller guy. The leverage is already had. It's a great route. In fairness, inside gets open. The one guy on the route that I almost had no chance to look at is wide open. That's crazy. Sky Moore gets wide open here, and we don't throw to him. Although I will say they brought the blitz, so it wasn't really a make-a-read situation. It was more of a make a predetermined kind of look. If you like it, you take it. I don't know what to do here because they've got 3 wide receivers. They've got 5 wide in general. And we're on this. And it's going to be not... He caught that? Bro, what? Wait, I'm so confused what just happened. What a play by... Who the hell even is this? Justin Fields. He T-Rexes it. There's no way this isn't either knocked down or picked. What is this? I would be... Like, imagine you're like... This is like a 100K tournament or something. And you jump the pick. And somehow at this angle, you don't pick the ball. The receiver's waiting. We're almost parallel to him while still running forward. And our guy sidesteps it instead of jumping in front. That is insane to me. We lose 23-20. I'm not saying that we would have won anyways, but if we would have actually gotten a legit animation where we jump in front of that, maybe we get to the 30, maybe we get to the 40 in the pick. It's a field goal to tie. Instead, they give us nothing. they said that he catches it. It's a rookie, like a speed type rookie as well, not even a possession rookie, that just catches it on us. Okay, sure. And my freaking throat's sore because I have a freaking cold now, and I'm screaming out here because I'm not getting my four-peat as the Chiefs. Oh, Lord. That's crazy, though. Of course, the Steelers are in the Super Bowl, so they're probably destined to win it all. Steelers for the Cowboys, I mean, that's like one of the worst Super Bowl matchups you could ever ask for. It's two teams with a billion Super Bowl wins. But it is kind of classic, so it is what it is. Cowboys win. All right. I mean, I would have definitely rather have the Steelers win in that case. They took our spot and didn't even win with it. Let's take a look at DevUps. Obviously, Rashee Rice was going to go to Superstar. Was hoping it would have went to X Factor, but didn't happen. 88 overall. Release never went up, but the route running did. Catching's great. Superstar Dev. There you go. Wide receiver of the year, offensive player of the year, and 25 touchdowns, and he can't go to X Factor. I could have sworn you could used to get, even this Madden, I felt, you could get DevUps twice in a season. I don't know. I guess not. Turner's a superstar, which is great. McDuffie's a superstar, which is great. Leo Chanel is an X Factor, which I don't care about because obviously he's gone no matter what. Can't afford him. So disappointed to see him go after being so goated. Harrison Butker is also a superstar, which is kind of cool. But yeah, very disappointing end of the season. And don't tell me that was Travis Kelce that was still there, by the way. I could have sworn he was still there. He is. All right. Andy Dalton retires. Okay, I mean, let's head on to the re-sign period. I highly doubt we have any money showing up, but it would be great if he did. 11 mil. I don't think we can do anything with that. Leo Chanel, obviously not. Like, what is that, like 30? 26, no shot. Felix, no chance. Travis, sure, it'd be cool, but it'd be really putting ourselves against it. Joe Tooney, even as a superstar, did regress. I mean, we're not losing as much as I thought, because I already considered Travis Kelce a loss, because of the regression / retirement. Leo Chanel is a huge loss, and then Joe Tooney's a pretty big loss, but that's only, 2 positions. We can make our way around that. We can work with that. And I don't know what we got to hire some player. I'll let Andy do it. He knows better. But yeah, the final season, we have 33 mil, so we actually could re-sign one of the players that are gone if we wanted to. Could even go the Mark Andrews route, which definitely would be an interesting decision. You know what? Travis Kelce has no offers on him. What does this put me at? A 1 year 13? I mean, surely that's enough. Quincy Williams getting paid. A lot of these off-balls are getting paid money this season. It's the last year I'm trying to make this team work without going broke. It's doable, but got to play our cards right. Do we have Jawan Taylor still, by the way? I would prefer to not have him, but at the same time, the cost of other players, I guess you could go Rasheed Walker. I don't even know if you can get rid of Jawan, but I'm just assuming you can, so I'll offer. No, we're not losing another thing to the Steelers. I'm not allowing this. I don't even need Rasheed Walker that much, but after seeing it was them that was on the number 1 list, I have to step ahead. I have to do something. Linebacker will probably just draft someone, as unfortunately, obviously, Leo Chanel's gone. I'm really curious to see, are there teams actually offering? Surely they're lowballing him. There's no way they're paying market, which, I mean, I get it. He's 25, Superstar X Factor. They might even think he's an edge rusher, but there's no way. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of lowball, but it's got to be at least 24 mil per, or just less years on 26. That's the best I can do, those 2 offers. Let's see if we get Travis. Oh, God. Rasheed Walker join. Screw you, Steelers. Come on, Travis. Really? Travis Kelce left us to go sign a 2-year with the Colts. All right. See you later. Oh, yeah. Last second, I decided to get Joe Tooney back, which is great. So, brand new right tackle, and Joe Tooney is back. $22 million left over after releasing Jawan Taylor. So, we need a new linebacker, but we're not too far off of where we already were, right? All right. We're in the draft. We have pick 28 in the first round, but our biggest needs are we need a linebacker for sure. We need an offensive lineman, kind of. Don't really need that anymore because of Tooney being back. We definitely need a tight end. And most of the things we just need in general are kind of not first-round caliber players, not first-round caliber positions, if you will. Mitchell Adams, who looks pretty good as a guard. He's there a bit later than expected, but I don't think he really stands out. I don't think he really jumps off the page at, you know, that position, that round, if you will. Didn't look at Sheffield because I didn't expect to go first round tight end, but I don't think many of them, I was about to say, I don't think many were fast. We have 2 that are decently fast. Only one of them really seems draftable, in my opinion. We have a couple of DTs. Fox was a 1-2. I scouted him a little bit further. He looked pretty good. He is definitely going to be the guy we take, probably like in the second round, late second, because it's basically a third-round pick anyways. Defensive tackle is definitely a positional need, you know, once Chris Jones is gone, but that's not right now. So the smartest move, especially since we're missing so much, is probably going to be trading down. I will say I really do like Washington here. 6'6", 317. Oh, he's a 2-3. So we could probably move down to like 15-ish, maybe pick up a second-round pick if we're lucky, and maybe go from there. The Vikings are willing to give me a next year third. If that would be a third this year, I'd probably do it. 42 isn't crazy down, but it's also high enough to where they should owe us that minimum. Let's see what we can do. I don't know what kind of fast one the Vikings are trying to pull on us, but a first this, a fourth and a sixth next to get a second and third this and a third next from the Vikings, which isn't a crazy trade down, but still they get to move up. They go for a tackle. You know, tackles in the first round are usually a pretty decent pick. We have pick 10 in the second round. Any other kind of viable options? Washington is there. Obviously, we want Fox. We also have Middleton, who's a round 1 talent. We could use a backup pretty badly. Do I really want Washington, though? He's 21. Yeah, I want Washington. Dude looks amazing. He's not that strong for his size, but he looks great. I've got to grab him. True talent, 44. We took him at 42, so almost perfectly fitting. And hidden dev, okay. True talent around that, you're thinking maybe normal dev because he has really good key ratings, but no. He is actually hidden dev. We will take that. Let's move on to the next pick where I'm probably just going to jump the gun because the tight end options are really weak and just take the tight end here. I think it makes the most sense. I do want Middleton, though, even though I need a linebacker and lineman a little bit better than that. But Adrian Fox, he's a huge dude. 6'6", 275, and with that speed, I mean, that's pretty good for a guy his size. Welcome to the team, Adrian Fox, who is 45, also true talent with also hidden dev. 84 speed, 85 excel, massive. Literally Gronk. I don't know what his juke ability ratings are going to be, but he's basically Gronk. Let's go to the 10th pick in the third round where we should still have some options. We have pick 28 in the third round, and then we also have that third next year if we need to make a play. Who even is this? Yeah, he's not as good as he says he is. That's probably where that regression is, or that drop-off. A lot of linebackers, I don't know who the hell is the best one. O-line is obviously an option. But personally, I think Clarence Middleton looks the best value. So that's who I'm going to take. Clarence Middleton, we got ourselves depth. 22 true talent. I thought he'd been a little bit higher than that, to be fair. And also hidden dev. 91 speed, 93 excel. We've got ourselves a running back duo. That is what I am talking about right there. That is not bad at all. Bennett goes. I mean, I do want O-line, but at the same time, we don't need them just now. So I'd prefer to go for players that I think are better of value. Linebacker, we got 3. Poindexter is fast as hell, but I can't remember how raw he was. A catching is interesting. Look at this lineman, though. Benson looks so good. He looks solid. But linebacker, really looking raw, I got to be honest. Stephens, they all look so raw. I suppose Drew looks pretty good, but I'm pretty sure all these linebackers besides Poindexter aren't that fast. Drew's pretty fast. Drew is actually pretty fast. Poindexter dropped hard, though, which I don't know if that's good or not. Stephens is pretty fast, too, though. And then let's take a look at Poindexter, who I think was the fastest by far. Yeah, he is fast. I mean, we could probably just, if we really wanted to, sim all the way to 28. I like that lineman, too, though. Benson, I think his name is. Damn, both my guys go. I'm just going to go to the next pick and just draft Poindexter, I think. Goofy name, but it is also kind of, I don't know if I would say iconic, but I've heard some good Poindexters. Devin Poindexter. Let's see it. It's true talent 72. Damn, normal dev. But he's a starter. Athletic. They'll develop another great linebacker, let's be real. I probably could have taken 2 linebackers, though, to be fair. Let's move up to 28 in the 4th. We all that. Man, we did have trade-up value. We probably could have made a trade for one of the linemen or linebacker or something like that. And then the final 2 picks. I think Sidney Smith looked all right. He's got C's across the board. The marginal speed, though. I see the potentials. I think they're good. And then I see the speed, and I don't think he's good. I'm still going to take him, though. I need depth. If he's even like 88, 89 speed, whatever, we'll find a spot. 99 true talent's not bad. And he's hidden dev. 88 speed, 94 excel, 88 agility, 89 change of direction, 79 jump. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, he was as slow as I kind of expected him to be, but sees across the board in the day 3. I mean, I'll give it a chance. Why not? That's what the Chiefs do at corner. I don't think he's going to start, but it allows us to, kind of lose some of the corner depth that we've been used to. And, gain him, not having to pay him. Probably going to be a pretty bad overall, though, in the 90s, right? Not 90 overall, but in the 90s for true talent. Yeah, 69. Washington, 73 overall, is going to be a defensive tackle. Really strong. Well, not really strong, but good strength, especially since his reps weren't that high. 78 block shed, 71 power move. He is raw, let's be real, but 21-year-old future-proofing at the position. While trading down, mind you, gained an extra pick in this year and next year. What's the dev? Star dev. I've been drafting nothing but stars. I think hidden dev doesn't mean as much as it used to, especially for me. Catching, it's pretty good. Has all the catching traits. Injury, stamina, toughness is great. 74 truck, 74 stiff. You can't tell me this ain't the Gronk build. Tell me he's a superstar in X Factor. Tell me that's what he is because of the build. Damn, only star, though. He's pretty goated, though. What number? I mean, I don't really like any of these numbers. I guess 88. Don't want to go and, 87. Welcome. Although I kind of feel like we were done dirty by Kelsey for him leaving, so maybe I should have done that. 99 injury, 95 stamina for a guy with 2 catching traits and a whole lot of talent. Yeah, we were lacking at the backup running back position last year, and I wanted a new guy. 25, Jamal Charles, why not? I think I know why. Let's do 34. I mean, there's always a freaking legendary number around the corner, right? Devin Poindexter, 71 overall. I thought he was... No, I was looking at the corner. Pretty raw, I gotta be honest. His coverage and his freaking block shed's not that great. He also has a little bit of finesse. He's actually got higher finesse than like most of his ratings. He'll be our left outside linebacker. All it takes is, a good season. He's goated. Doesn't take much. He also goes up to a 73 overall. And then Sidney Smith, do you maybe even see him as a safety? Maybe not. He's got more as man than zone coverage. Take a look at the dev. Probably just another random star dev guy that never develops for us, but still a nice pick. Yeah, star dev. The final season for potentially the final realistic style Chiefs rebuild, unless things go really bad. They lose the next 11 straight or something. This is what the team looks like. Offensive line, the interior. They're all superstars, which is really hard to do, winning Offensive Lineman of the Year back-to-back times. And then, of course, the tackles, they're better than they started. Rasheed Walker's a little bit of a better Jawan Taylor. And then, obviously, Sumatea is definitely upgraded quite a bit, 784 overall now. Fox, we got ourselves a brand new tight end. He's basically like Gronk. And then defensively, Poindexter, a lot of, a high ceiling, a really big head, though. I mean, just look at the image, obviously. It's just like weirdly aimed, if you will. Safeties, I would expected more from Hicks by now, but I guess not. And corner, really not developing at the number 2 spot either. D-line looks a little bit better, but we've still been struggling mightily to get actual sack numbers. And there's the special teamers with A.J. Cole now on the team. All right, a lot more money, but more names to resign. Trent McDuffie, who we kind of kicked the can down a little bit with the 5th-year option, wants a ton. Rashee Rice wants a ton. Karlaftis hasn't done a whole lot, though. I got to be real. I don't know if you pay him. Like, he has been really bad. If he all of a sudden has played well and we can afford him, I guess. But I don't personally see that happening. He has been really bad, and I've always seen him play poorly in Sim. Better season, but, I mean, what is that? On par for double digits if he's lucky? You definitely pay McDuffie. Boom. We have 66 mil left. We pay Rashee Rice. We'll do a 5-year deal, I suppose. Boom. And now we're down to a $42 million, which we can afford him. It's just, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. 375. Okay, if he's going to accept that, I have no choice. All right, $19 million left, and outside of Tooney, we pretty much paid everything. I know we're losing Tranquil there, but obviously he's 79 overall, going to get even worse. Here we are headed to the playoffs. Pretty traditional Chiefs season, where we go 15-2 and have the number 1 seed with the first round bye for 3 straight seasons. Obviously, you know what? I'm really glad we won that first Super Bowl because honestly, like, where do you go from there if not? Like, we didn't win the Super Bowl last year, and even if we don't win it this year, it's still like, what do you do? You know, it's just, oh, we got unlucky, didn't win a Super Bowl. The team is really, really good. Fox cooked. Rice was great. Cooked Rice. Montrell Washington, name drop. Worthy was pretty good. Was that 3? Yeah, 4 straight 1,000-plus yard receivers and double-digit touchdown havers. Pretty big dub, if you ask me. D-line, okay, Karlaftis was amazing. He really stepped up. Turner, Bailey, Jones, they were great this year. Tackles for a loss were kind of up there. Picks, a lot of picks. Kicking was pretty bad. Punting was better, but not by much when you consider he's like the highest overall punter in the game or very close to it. Yearly awards, MVP to Mahomes again. I thought maybe he would have lost it because of the interceptions, but nope. Offensive Player of the Year, number 1 and 2. Defensive Player of the Year at number 4 and 5 and 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Adrian Fox, the tight end. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no. Best QB, yes. Running back, 4. Wide receiver, 1 and 10. O-line at number 8. D-line at number 2, 3, 7, and 9. Finally, the D-line does something. Bolton at number 3 is great. DB, no. Kicker, definitely not. But here we are, back in the playoffs with another bye week, headed to the divisional round, hoping not to see the Steelers beat us again. It's going to be the Jaguars to beat us. 93 overall to their 85. Let's go. Last season. Can we win 4 out of 5? Technically, in this one, it's 2 out of 3, but you know what I'm talking about. 10-0, the Jaguars starting off strong. 7 points for us to counter. Down 10, down 7, down 14. Huge drive before halftime. They almost score again. Our defense is doing nothing, but here we are all tied up. Down by 3 into the fourth quarter. 3rd and 4 from the 27. We get the first down and the touchdown. Finally with a lead, 31-27. Defense needs to make a stop. They will not get it. It's up to the Chiefs offense with 3 minutes left to win the game or tie it. I suppose you can go to overtime if you really wanted to. They get the touchdown. They said no overtime, and the Jaguars run out of time. The Chiefs' resilience shows up once again, and we actually win the damn divisional round and head to the championship round. Very similar performances from both QBs. Obviously, where Mahomes threw a pick, Lawrence was more inaccurate. Pacheco was decent, I guess. Genty had a touchdown. Adrian Fox with 3 touchdowns. Travis who? Sack totals, we had 2. Travis Hunter, I guess that's Travis Hunter, with an interception. But the Chiefs with a dub. And in the championship round, we have the Buffalo Bills. Here we are, end of the game, 7-0. Man, our defense has really been giving up a lot of points. 10-0. Chiefs finally put up some points. 17-7, 14-17. Up by 4. That's what the Chiefs do. They start to, kind of climb back in a little bit in the second half. It's a 3-point game. The Bills still have a chance to win this game. They are up by 4. In scoring position, the Chiefs will score. It's a 3-point game again. Punt could be the game, and that will be the game. Instead of just running the clock out, they ran the Bills out of the building, although they get a 1-play touchdown, and it still won't be enough as the Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl, winning 42-39. Can we just have one, kind of chill game? No? Josh Allen played well. Mahomes played better, though. And Pacheco was pretty damn good. Fox back on the number 1 list for receptions. And there was a lot of sacks allowed by Deion Dawkins. David Bailey with 3 sacks. Karlaftis with 2. Kuntz with 1. 0 picks, 0 missed kicks. And a trip to the Super Bowl. Who are we going against? Anyone but the Cowboys. They already had their win. The Eagles. Okay, a little bit of a Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles are going to get their revenge. See what kind of dev-ups we had? I mean, you would assume... really most of the receivers, honestly. A lot of them. Fox goes to Superstar. Rice goes to X Factor. Washington doesn't go to Star, though, which is surprising. Then you look at the defense, where Poindexter went to Star, which is great. Turner goes to X Factor. And Hairston stays at normal dev. Ugh, God. Either way, here it is. The final game of this rebuild, if you even want to call it that. It was like a mini rebuild, and it wasn't even a rebuild. Here it is. For all the marbles, another given up touchdown right out the gate. 10-0. This has happened like every game. I think it's happened every playoff game. No, we've come back a little bit quicker, though, than the other ones. Up by 4. Now up by 7. Still up by 7. Up by 10. The Eagles aren't going away. Here it is. 3rd and 11. There's a chance for them to win this. They will have to punt it. sustain the drive, you win the game, and it's not going to be sustained. It's going to be a potential overtime game, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Overtime, left to right is us, so a touchdown would be huge. They get the touchdown. They're still converting, and just like that, the Eagles will tie it. Any points wins. 4th and 5. This might be it. I think the Eagles are about to win this game. 3rd and 15, 4th and 8. It's going to be a punt again. Going into second overtime, and I think the Eagles just won. The Eagles win the Super Bowl, I think, on a Patrick Mahomes interception. I'm glad we won that Super Bowl with DeAndre Hopkins, I'll tell you that much, because very anticlimactic / lackluster afterwards. Yes, some good individual seasons, but no Super Bowls beyond that. Mahomes threw 3 interceptions. Wow. Yeah, that was not the game to be really ass. I'll be real. Some would say that was the worst time to do that, but here you are, throwing 3 picks to their DBs. They even missed the field goal. That was what happened, right? He choked it. Yeah, he threw a pick to Reed Blankenship on 3rd and 10 and choked the game. Wow. Okay, I mean, they got that three-peat because it's looking a little dire going on. But regardless of the point, DeAndre Hopkins and the Chiefs have a Super Bowl. They have the three-peat, and it's a successful rebuild, if you want to call it that. Could argue that we were the only reason why this team didn't do well, even though I think we did about as well as you could, assembling the team. There's a lot of money issues that really weren't controllable by us. But let's take a look at the players. Kingsley Sumatea. That's how it's said, right? Suamateai. I don't remember, dude. I remember hearing it once. Thought I had it. Didn't have it. And I lost it. Creed Humphrey. Let's take a look at his overall. 96 overall. Finesse, pass block finesse isn't the best, but it's still really good. 86 is probably in the top 10 for all positions. And then the rest is amazing, though. Trey Smith, he is going to be weak at pass block finesse as well, so don't put him at tackle, but everything else is in the 90s, which is crazy. And then we look at the wide receivers. Rashee Rice with a 92 overall X Factor. No release, though. Release at 81 is a bit of a disaster, but the route running's crazy. The catching, besides spec catch, is amazing. He's really good. He's obviously really good. Then we look over to the other wide receiver, Mr. Xavier Worthy, the 92 overall, with all the speed in the world, 98 speed, 88 release. Short route's not that good, which kind of sucks, but medium and deep are amazing. His catching is really, really good, too. We then have the other receiver, Adrian Fox, who we just got. He's already an 87 overall after year 1, which is really good. His trucking and stiff arm went up a little bit. Route running's crazy good, though. If you had that glow-up season as a rookie, you really do just get like a billion upgrade points. Isaiah Pacheco, 93 overall. He starts it as an 88, so 5 overalls in 2 years, technically, because he didn't really play that first year. Not bad. Then obviously Mahomes, who is basically max. His deep accuracy might be a little low, but let's see what we got. Nope, 90 deep accuracy, 93 medium, 98 short. I mean, basically like 99 everything with a lot of speed. And that's the offense. We now take a look at the defense, which has, the safety still being rather low. Obviously, Styles not the same because he's, really, really young. But I would have thought that Hicks would have been a way higher overall by now. But I guess he does kind of start off as a lower overall. 82 overall at the age of 24 isn't terrible. I was expecting a little more, though, still. I still was. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I kind of was expecting that. Linebackers, I wouldn't really care too much about Drew Tranquill because he's only getting worse. Poindexter, though, still really, really raw, and I think they even think he's an edge rusher. Yeah, they've been developing him as a speed rusher, so that's really unfortunate, but what can you do? I mean, we're done with this rebuild. Nick Bolton never got past star. I always see that happen to him. I don't know why. He never gets past superstar at best, even though he's got all those ratings that could easily get him to that category. It just doesn't usually happen from my experience. Then we have Trent McDuffie, who obviously starts as a 92 overall, so another 5 overall up kind of guy with superstar dev. He's ridiculously good. He's got 99. He's like basically 95 plus in all the important cornerback ratings. We then have Hairston, who never went up in dev, 81 overall. He's still young, though, obviously. But 90 speed, 84 man coverage, 86 zone. He's a pretty good balanced corner. Then we have the D-line. Chris Jones, still a 95 overall, which is crazy. David Bailey, he got the glow-up treatment with the finesse speed rusher upgrades. 86 overall, but looks like a goon. Obviously, we have the other side, Karlaftis, who's more of a power guy, so I can't imagine his ratings are going to look that good comparatively. Yeah, 93 power move with no block shed. I think it's pretty clear and easy to see that finesse is the better way. Speed rusher is definitely the better upgrade to go with. Turner probably also another speed rusher. There he is with 95 speed, 95 finesse, 89 block shed, 86 power move. He's really good. He's obviously really good. He's an X factor as well. And then I guess while we're here, let's take a look at Christopher Jones, the 95 overall, 32, 33 years old. Looking like, what Turner's about to look like. It's just, Turner's not going to have that strength. Regardless of, you guys enjoyed this little quick rebuild of the kind of big-ish trade of DeAndre Hopkins joining the Chiefs, let me know in the comment section by saying, hey, sweet dude, by leaving a like, subscribing if you're new, and let me know what team you would like to see next. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Definitely going to have a little bit of COD Black Ops 6. Maybe just zombies, but maybe the campaign as well. Maybe play on Veteran or something like that. If you guys are interested in that, maybe go subscribe over to the second channel. And that's pretty much it, though. Like I said, let me know what team you want to see next. We could do another special rebuild on Saturday. We'll have a Patriots franchise, maybe an experiment type video tomorrow as well. But yeah, let me know of all those things. And once again, hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And as usual, shout out to the members of the channel. I appreciate you guys a ton. If you guys wanted to join as a member, if you're not already one, maybe click the join option next to subscribe. And it'll be in there regardless. See ya.